Welcome to today's video where we'll be exploring the mouthwatering flavors of Kimbap, the iconic Korean dish that's perfect for any meal or snack. However, this version is the simplified version, or as it is known in Korean, 꼬마 Kimbap or kid Kimbap. This variation loses some ingredients but still retains the fundamental aspects of Kimbap, so let's get into this. As with most dishes involving rice, I start off with washing 2 cups of rice so I can start the rice cooking process. I would say a cup per person is the way to go for this dish. Although I wouldn't worry about overmaking rice because rice can be frozen or stored for some other dish down the line. In terms of washing the rice, I washed it till the water turned from a murky white color to a more transparent color. This removes the outer starch layer from the rice and produces a more fluffy end product. Once you have added the appropriate amount of water designated by your rice cooker pot, add a square of kombu. According to my mom, this will cause the rice to be more delicious. I did search up if there was any scientific basis, and there actually was. Apparently, kombu releases glutamic acid, which is the basis of MSG, and therefore gives the rice more umami. Anyways, while your rice is cooking, now it's time to prep all your ingredients. Get kimbap kim and cut them into squares. Kimbap kim is usually thicker and not heavily seasoned like your regular kim. In terms of where they can be found, you should be able to find it at most Asian grocery stores. Anyways, back to the squares. We're trying to cut the kim into even squares. I would suggest folding them into 4s and then just using a scissor to cut them up. Once cut into even squares, roast the kim. Roasting the kim will burn off the raw flavor as well as any unwanted fishiness. In terms of how you do it, you'll do it over a gas-powered stove and cook it like a tortilla. Gently roast the kim until you see the color change into a darker green color. This usually happens almost instantly. I would say around 2 seconds per side if you're unsure when to flip. Once the kim is roasted, it is now time to prep the carrots. Cut the carrots into matchsticks. In terms of the length and size, imagine the square kim you just prepared. The carrots should fit in there so that every bite has a bite of carrot. Next up is the pickled radish. These Korean pickled radishes can be found in most Asian grocery stores and can also be found pre-cut up and also in smaller portions. If you do get the bigger portion ones, you need to open the packaging and I suggest a good wash. Once the pickled radish is washed, cut them up into matchsticks. Once again, they should be similar in size to your carrots since you're going to fit this in the same size square kim. Next up is spam. There is a kimbap ham which can also be found in most Asian grocery stores, but I prefer spam because I just think they taste better. But if you want the most authentic recipe or you're already at an Asian grocery store to buy the other ingredients anyways, then I would suggest looking for a kimbap ham and trying it out. Anyways, we'll cut the spam into similar sized chunks like the carrot and the pickled radishes. Next, crack 2 eggs into a bowl. Then whisk your eggs. We'll be cooking the egg portion of the kimbap. Once whisked, cook the egg. After the egg has been cooked, remove the egg and cook the carrots and spam. This will once again be a simple fry up where the main purpose will be cooking the spam. Since the spam is cut very thinly, I would say once the exteriors are done, it's good to go. While carrots and spam are cooking, cut up the egg into similar sized chunks as the carrots, pickled radishes, and spam. As you did just hear the melody of the rice cooker, the rice is ready. Get a bowl and scoop all the rice out. You can discard the kombu or even eat it. Once scooped, we're going to season the rice. To the rice, add 1 swirl of sesame oil. Next, add the salt called matsokum, which means taste salt. This salt is a mixture of salt and MSG. The exact ratios are 9 parts salt and 1 part MSG. This will give the rice an additional layer of umami. Although you can skip this step and just use regular salt, but if you want it to taste like the restaurants, this is the way to go. Next, add some crushed sesame seeds for the crunch and subtle nuttiness. Now that we have all the ingredients, mix the rice so the seasonings are incorporated evenly throughout the rice. Now it's time to make the kimbap. Here's a clip of my mom showing us an example because she's way better at this than I am. Get your kim and add 1 spoon of rice. Make sure you're adding conservatively. If you add too much, the kimbap will be harder to roll. Next, make sure you add 2 clumps of rice near the top of the kim. This will help seal the kim shut. Then add your ingredients and roll. At first, it's a bit rough, but once you get a hang of it, it isn't hard to do. You definitely do not need some sort of bamboo sushi roller. And with that, just roll until you're out of kim. Goma kimbap is the simplified version of a regular kimbap, but the major aspects of the kimbap are still preserved. Therefore, instead of it tasting like some weird knockoff, I would say it tastes like the mini version of the original. This dish is great for meal prepping for the week and stores great in the fridge. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.